Hi, first graders. Mrs. Freeland here. Hey, we're going to read a book today called Meanies in the House. And our lesson today is really about how we can take time, and if there's confusing parts of a book, we can go back and reread parts of the book to make it not so confusing. And sometimes the key is paying attention to whether we're understanding what we're reading or not. Because sometimes we just read through it and we might be confused, but we're not thinking about it. So, boys and girls, we're really going to be focused on each page and whether we understand what's happening. And if we don't understand it, we're going to go back and reread and use the pictures to help us figure it out. So, today's book is Meanies in the House. I'm going to read it for you from this video. Meanies in the House. There are meanies in the kitchen. Mom doesn't know they're there. They skate across the table and do handstands on the chair. But when they hear Mom's happy tappy steps, the meanies push each other. Let's get out of here. It's the mother. I hate it when those meanies tumble in my bedroom door, scattering my clothes and toys and messing up the floor. But when they hear Mom calling me, they stop and say, "Oh, brother, let's get out of here. It's the mother." And they rush into the bathroom and jump into my bath. And when I say, "Please go away," they roll their eyes and laugh. Then Mom yells, "What's that noise?" And they shake and run for cover. "Let's get out of here. It's the mother." And then the day when Grandma comes to stay, the meanies scream and run away. As they run, I hear them say, "It's the mother's mother." Now, boys and girls, did that make sense? It's the mother's mother? So we're going to go back and reread a minute, and I'm just going to go back one page, and we're going to see who's there. And it says, just a second here. It says, oops, sorry, I got to go back again. There we go. The grandma comes to stay and the meanies scream. So on the last page, when it says the mother's mother, I wonder if it's talking about the grandmother. So boys and girls, when you're confused about a book, sometimes you need to go back and reread and see what they're confused about. Now, when we talk about the meanies, I'm wondering if the meanies, he's blaming the meanies for messing everything up, and when the mother comes, the meanies run away, and he's really going to blame the meanies for making a mess in the house when really it was him, right? So that's kind of confusing me too. So then they make a mess in the bedroom, right? And so I'm wondering if he's going to blame the meanies for everything, right? And then they're just afraid of the mother, so they run every time. So at the end, when it says, the day Grandma comes to say, the meanies scream and run away, that when they run, I hear them say, "It's the mother's mother." What do you think that is? Do you think that if it's your mother's mother, that would be the grandmother, right? So boys and girls, did you see how I kind of went back to try and make sense out of the story and see what made sense and use the pictures? And I could go back and say, oh, that's the picture of the grandmother. And so the grandmother is the mother's mother, right? All right. So boys and girls, I hope that you can, as you reading, maybe go through with a partner and see if you or your partner is confused about anything, and then go back and tag that and then reread using the pictures and see if you can figure out what you're confused about, to make the book make sense. Boys and girls, that's really important as a reader to do, because we don't want to read through things and then not understand the story after we read. We need to go back, read it slower, use the pictures, talk about it with our partner, and make sure we're understanding everything that's happening. Because I can read words, but if I don't put it together to make a story that makes sense, it's just saying words. It's not really reading. All right, boys and girls, good luck with today's lesson and figure out those tough parts.